Welcome back to Virginia International Raceway here for the first race of Sunday's action here at VIR, and it's the Royal Enfield Build Train race class, and Ciara Knebel with her chance to be able to wrap up this championship. We've got 3 riders in the fight. A top 5 guarantees Knebel the championship, but Freddie Spencer joining myself and Roger Hayden up in the booth. This is a real opportunity for yesterday we saw everything that could go wrong.
Yeah, Ciara, unfortunately, she had those gremlins that popped up, and we think we got it figured out. She ran this morning warm-up really strong and ready to go. So we want the championship to be decided on the racetrack. And
Roger, we could see right from the start what happened to Knebel.
Yeah, you can just see the disappointment on her face, but she did all she could do. She just made sure she got into the race. She had to start on pit lane, not what you want to do, but being in the race was the most important part to collect those points today. And Camille Conrad, really good start for her, releasing the brakes down into turn 1. You can see how far back Ciara is now. Has a little work to do. We see Brianna Everett there second, Miranda Kane, Shay McGregor. The top 4 really started to separate themselves early on in this race, right?
Yeah, they did, and this was really an important battle. As you can see, Miranda there, she actually lost the front end. She told me afterwards she lost the front end and saved it and was able to get back up. Ran her quickest lap, ran that 47 to catch back up to the lead 3 riders. But Camille was able to hold her pace and really hold off. And you could see that Shay was really making a run there. She couldn't get close enough going down in turn 1. We changed her gear, Roger, to where it's just a little higher ratio to where it won't be on the limiter. So they all made a few changes, few suspension changes, and Camille put in a great race.
We can see the championship standings now going into the final race of the season. Knebel holding that 14-point advantage, which means a top 5 finish guarantees her the championship. Miranda Kane also in championship contention, and Kane a race winner earlier this season. We saw in yesterday's race that Miranda Kane on that 186 was our fastest lap of the day, and she was able to wrap up a podium finish yesterday behind Shay McGregor and Camille Conrad. As we get ready now for 7 laps of action in the Royal Enfield Build Train race class.
Royal Enfield Build Train race is brought to you by Royal Enfield since 1901 and by Dunlop, the official tire of the MotoAmerica Championship Series.
The field making their way around on their warm-up lap here at VIR for the first race action we've had here on Sunday. And Rog, when you look at VIR, yesterday we saw a 4-rider scrap at the front. We could well have a 5-rider battle at the front in this one, and it's a tricky technical track for them.
And that's the thing, when you have a lot of experience, the technical tracks make it a little bit tougher. You know, just being on your line from turn 4 all the way out to turn 6, and then 7 to turn 14 is a really, it has to be on your line, and it's really tight, it's technical, and it's tough when you don't have a lot of experience.
You can see here as the riders make their way around that for Ciara Knebel, our championship leader, she's going to start from the 2nd row of the grid. After all those technical problems yesterday, she gets the opportunity now to be in the scrap right from the start of this race. Shay McGregor, 2nd in the championship, is starting up there on pole position. Camille Conrad, yesterday, Freddie, able to claim her first race victory, and we saw just how important that was and how meaningful it was for her.
Oh, absolutely, and it all came down, she got a great start, and that's been one of the struggles that Camille has had in the season, and she's been working on, and it's really great for her. Very happy for her that she got that put together for the race win yesterday.
We saw Miranda Kane there on the 2nd row of the grid on the 186. She's got the speed to be able to go with those race leaders as well. Came away with a podium yesterday and a race winner earlier this season. And we can see the conditions now perfect here at VIR, and you can see here 73 degrees and absolutely ideal conditions to go racing here for the BTR class.
Yeah, it's perfect conditions for the riders and the motorcycles themselves.
4th member of our crew, Michael Hill, down there on the grid as the 12-rider field comes towards you.
Yeah, well, I've actually just leaped off the grid because bikes are coming down after this warm-up lap. Very interestingly, keep your eyes out for me on the number 93, Brianna Everett. Her best result yesterday, she was in the mix. And, of course, Kira Knebel made a very, very quick practice start. She was the leader on this warm-up lap. Scott Paget is about to move out of the way. I am going to get into a safe race situation as we get ready to go racing. Steve, back to you.
7 laps of action here for the BTR class, and it's Shea McGregor on pole position. Kira Knebel makes a good start from the second row of the grid. After all of her problems yesterday, she's been able to put herself into contention here right from the get-go from that 4th on the grid. Our championship leader needs top 5 finish to be able to wrap up this crowd. Looks like Shea McGregor's converted her pole into that hole shot into turn 1, Freddie.
Well, it's come down to these 2 riders, really. If Shea wins the race, then Kira has to finish worse than 5th position. I believe 5th, maybe even 6th. But she got a great start. Camille didn't get quite the good start that she got yesterday. But Shea is doing what she needs to do, which is to be out front and to try to, the only thing she can do is just try to win the race.
Yeah, for Knebel, the gap 14 points back to Shea McGregor in the championship standings, so needs that 11 points to be able to wrap it up, and that would also mean Shea McGregor has to win the race, and for Knebel, she'd win it on the count back very comfortably with all of her race wins through the course of this season. And here into the first couple of corners, Rog, we're able to see the Knebel into second spot, immediately putting the pressure on Shea McGregor. She wants to win this championship in style to make up for yesterday.
Yeah, a totally different race than what we've seen yesterday. Camille doesn't get the start that she got yesterday, finds herself down in the 5th place, and the top 2 starting to break away a little bit.
Yeah, top 2 breaking away, Freddie, and you can see in that 3rd spot, Brianna Everett. Good weekend for her on the 93 once again, and then Camille Conrad just at the back of that group in 5th spot, our race winner from yesterday.
Well, the top 2 riders, Shea and Kira, both have kind of done what they've done this whole season in 1st and 2nd position, and it's going to be interesting if they can break away and it just comes down to those 2. Then that's exactly what Kira would hope for.
We saw yesterday, Rog, Miranda Kane, she's in P4 there in the 186. She had the fastest lap of the race, the speed to be able to go at the front. She needs to come through into 3rd and then try and give herself the chance to get back to this lead group. You can see for Kira Knebel on the 25, just able to use that draft down the front straight, makes the move long before you have to get on the brakes into turn 1. And from the second row of the grid, Knebel's taken a lap to hit the front, and now Shea McGregor has to try and go with her. And McGregor on that 457 bike started from pole, but looks like Knebel's just able to carry that little bit of extra momentum, Freddie, and just open up a couple of bike lengths straight away.
Well, you can see here the championship she would win it by 19 points over Shea. But this morning, after talking with Kira, one of the things that she said is that she felt really comfortable running the 148 as Miranda makes the pass on Brianna going into 3rd position. But Kira said that one of the things that she felt really comfortable with is that she wasn't using the brakes as much as she will if she needs to in the race, and also picking the throttle up, and still 48.1 she ran.
You can see here as well for Miranda Kane clear into 3rd spot, and she's immediately jumped most of that gap up to Shea McGregor.
It's going to be a good lap for her going right now. And this is what she has to do. The race is going to go quick, need to make the move. She was a little bit quicker than Brianna, and she's able to make that move. Now she's got to do the same thing to Shea. Make that pass quick.
And you can see there just, that's Shea McGregor that has crashed.
Yep.
And that is McGregor out of title contention, which means that the only rider that can stop Kira Knebel from winning this championship is Miranda Kane in 2nd spot. 21 points the gap between them. So Kane needs to win, and Knebel has to non-score for that to basically be a victory for the 186 for the championship. But the margin now that Knebel has, she'll be able to find out pretty quickly that it's not Shea McGregor that's chasing her down, and the gap as they come across line at 46.8, Rog, from Knebel on the first flying lap of this race, just under 3-second advantage.
It was a second quicker than the best race in yesterday's race, and that's unfortunate for Shea, working so hard to put herself, but I think she can tell herself she went down fighting. She gave it all she had.
And obviously for McGregor, she knew she was up against it this weekend, Freddie. It's been a really strong season for her, and she's done a good job, but unfortunate that it ends like this. But from second, just lose the front through the downhill section. Easily done whenever you're pressing on.
It is easy to do, and that just shows she could see that Kira was pulling away from her, and let's look from behind her. You can see it just lost the front, and good job by Miranda, of course, not to get distracted by it, right, Rog? And was able to continue on and miss her no problem.
Good effort here from Camille Conrad. She's been able to come through, and Brianna Everett for 3rd spot now as well. And the opportunity to come away with 2 podiums here to close out the Royal Enfield Build Train race season. And that's McGregor just getting spun up on the grass there as well. And that'll bring it to a close now. And Rog, easily done with all the rain we've had here this weekend.
It's easy to do when you run off the track with the rain and the grass is wet.
I'm so it's just so disappointing. It's frustrating and discouraging. But she, she shouldn't feel that way. She put in a great season, worked very hard, and did what she needed to do to battle for the chance.
And for McGregor, when you look at the season as a whole, only one race that really stands out where she didn't live up to the expectations. That would have been race 2 in Road America. It's been a really strong, consistent season. That's what she needed going up against Knebel in the form she's had. But shame that the season ends like this for McGregor, but a very strong campaign nonetheless. As Ciara Knebel comes across the line, a 47.4 last time around. Miranda Kane, though, Rog, running the 47s as well. Fast pace, but 3 seconds down on the race leader and just losing another 1/4 of a second last time around as McGregor continues to try and get that bike back underway, but with all that damage to the bike as well, you'd not be too surprised if she gets the meatball flag fairly soon. But for McGregor, it's a shame, but trying to at least get that bike to the finish as well, Freddie, and ride it back.
Or at least get back to pit lane, you know.
You can see the damage that's been done to that bike, so that'll be the end of it for McGregor, unfortunately. But at the front of the field on this lap as well, we've got Knebel 3 seconds clear. The battle for the podium looks like it's going to be an interesting one. Camille Conrad only half a second ahead of Brianna Everett, and then with Casey Creer just behind them as well. We've got a 3-rider fight for that last step of the podium.
Well, it looks like that Cassie was able to make the pass on Brianna Everett to move into 4th position, which is her best run that she's had this weekend. Yeah, a good spot there, Freddie, as well for Creer, and we'll see if the 97 can challenge yesterday's race winner Camille Conrad as well. And at the front of the field, we've got another fast lap coming in from Ciara Knebel. She was 0.6 of a second faster than Miranda Kane in the first sector, a 1/10 of a second faster in the second sector. And Rod, she's trying to win this one in style and just making sure that everyone's able to see just how dominant she's been through the course of this season.
It's really this first sector where she is so strong. Last lap, she was 7/10 quicker than Miranda Kane and over a couple seconds quicker than everyone else right here down into turn 1. And it's one of those parts we talk about tight and technical, and she just got it figured out.
46.7 on this lap for her and a 47.6 from Miranda Kane.
Well, one of the things that afterwards I found out, and yesterday, Raj, is that in the race, the engine was still, even though she finished where she did, she was still fighting the engine, cutting on and off. And she couldn't, it wouldn't bump start it, you know, when it would die, where it could let the clutch out. She'd have to shut off the ignition switch and restart it on the electric ignition and to get it back running. So she was battling a lot of things and still able to run the pace that she was able to run. So her pace today, really not a surprise, but we got a great battle going on for 3rd position.
Just Freddie, when you mentioned that for Knebel as well, just shows a little bit of mental dexterity to be able to do that as well and be able to adapt on the fly. This is the battle for the final step on the podium, and you can see it looked like a little bit of lap traffic coming up on them already. But for this, Rog, it's a 4-rider group, and Kate West isn't giving up on it either.
She's right there. She's kind of closed down, and a couple laps ago, she'd like to get her first podium also.
And you can see here Camille Conrad yesterday rode a perfect race, and just coming through on that lap traffic from Pearl Tri, and for Camille ends up costing a little bit of time in the front of that group, and we've been able to see again Kate West just able to get a little bit closer to the front of this group now, and with 2.5 laps to go, Raj, could be anyone on that final step of the podium.
Just needs to get close enough to really out of this last corner, see if she can get in the draft to help her out a little bit. Give her a couple free tenths going up that front straightaway.
Yeah, really important to be able just to use that down this long front straight as well, Freddie. For these bikes, you're able to carry a lot of momentum onto the straight, but if you have that draft, as you can see here for Brianna Everett, it might well give you the chance to be able to attack down in towards turn 1. We'll see if Everett on the 93 can try and make a move on Camille Conrad. There's a podium at stake here, and Camille, we saw yesterday, defend really well at the end of the race. Does the same again in this one.
Yeah, she's really good on the brakes going down in turn 1. These bikes have a lot of engine compression, and so one of the things the riders that they come from riding 400s and little R3s and bikes 4 strokes, but that they don't have a lot of engine compression. So it's one of the adjustments they have to make on how to use the brakes and also how to use the downshift, use the clutch. They're really good bikes to train with that, and because they're just pure, in their characteristics, and so it's really great to watch them battle.
It's great to be able to see Brianna Everett make this big step as well. She's had a top 5 finish already this season, hasn't had a podium finish though, and giving herself the opportunity now to fight it out with Camille Conrad there, but she also has to think about the riders behind her. But at this stage, last race of the season, you want to go into the end of the year with that feeling of having made the podium, but a mistake there for Brianna, and she drops the back of this group.
Yeah, that really cost her a lot.
And Rog, really important for Camille Conrad at the front of this group. We saw yesterday that she wasn't fazed by the chance to win a race. She's not going to be fazed by the chance of getting another podium in this one. So she's now got that little bit of a margin in hand with just over a lap to go as Ciara Knebel comes in towards the final corner, ready to start the final lap of the 2025 Royal Enfield Build Train race season. And Knebel with an advantage of right about 4 seconds last time around. We'll see what the margin is as Miranda Kane comes across the line next time around. The white flag is out, so we're into that final lap. 3 seconds, and Kane pulled back 0.8 of a second last time around. And Rog, obviously for Knebel, she can be forgiven for just being a little bit circumspect now, trying to make sure she's able to get to the finish. That's Shane McGregor still out there, still trying to get to the flag here and pick up some points. But for this battle for the podium, they're going to catch McGregor now as well. And Camille Conrad, she's defended into turn 1 now for the last time. And the number 97 of Casey Creer trying to attack and give herself the chance of a podium finish. But Roger, they're just going to catch that traffic.
Yeah. And Brianna Everett did a great job recovering from her mistake as well. She's going to try to make a move, maybe up in turn 4, just not close enough to finish that pass.
Yeah, Shane McGregor able to get out of the way nicely there. And you can see this 4-rider group, Freddie. And this is what we want to see on the last half lap of the season.
Absolutely. And one of the things we have to remember, it's difficult to pass around this racetrack. Yes. Turn 1, turn 7, going into turn 10. It's all about carrying momentum, and it's a single line. So it's really, you have to try to make the pass under brakes, as you can see, going into turn 7, trying to make that pass up the inside.
Yeah, and you can see in this group, it is still yesterday's race winner, Camille Conrad, leading the group. And 4 riders, and we saw last time around how easy it is to make a mistake. Brianna Everett dropped from 4th to 6th, and in the 97 it's Casey Creer. She's had a podium earlier this season, trying to get herself onto that podium battle, but here in the 2025 Royal Enfield Build Train race season, it's been all about Ciara Knebel, and the number 25 is able to claim another 25 points, but more importantly able to claim the championship here in the BTR class. And Ciara Knebel able to win this race and win this championship in style. Fastest lap of the race for Miranda Kane in 2nd. On the last lap of the race, Camille Conrad, our race winner yesterday, is able to come away with a podium finish here as well in 3rd position, just in front of Casey Creer across the line. Freddie Spencer, big thank you for joining us throughout the course of this season.
It's my pleasure. I'm going to go down and give Ciara her first place award, but it's really great. The championship's so proud of everybody. And all the riders did a great job.
Well, thanks very much for joining us all the way through the season, Freddie. A lot of insight and input from you on the broadcast. And for Ciara Knebel as well, we're able to see exactly what we've seen all the way through this season, Rog. She's been able to beat the dominant rider.
Yeah, just a little bit better. And even with the mistakes coming back from a crash, and she's come back from mechanical, she's able to put those behind her when the lights go out and it matters.
Yeah, when you look at her season, obviously there was the mistake at Road America. Yep. That's the only real issue she's had from her riding side. But yesterday there was the technical problem. Really interesting from Freddie just to talk about how much she had to adapt through the course of yesterday's race to deal with that. And those points that she picked up yesterday, they're all important. And she was able to pick up 9 points yesterday, and it made it a little bit more comfortable coming into this race for her. She knew exactly what she had to do, and you can see just how dominant her season has been. 8 races in the BTR class and 6 race victories for our champion, Ciara Knebel.
Royal Enfield Build Train Race is brought to you by Royal Enfield since 1901 and by Dunlop, the official tire of the MotoAmerica Championship Series.
Ciara Knebel making her way around to the podium celebrations, where she'll get her winner's trophy, and more importantly, Raj, she'll get her #1 plate for winning this championship.
Yeah, and just the hard work, 2-year program, building the bikes, training and figuring it out, and getting herself to this races, and what a great job. And I'm excited to hear that interview and see all that hard work come out.
You can see the speed she had during the course of this race. The last lap, Miranda Kane went out and broke the lap record with a 46.4, but Knebel had that consistency all the way through.
She's just able to get up to speed a little bit quicker and able to get that gap, and then when everybody else gets a little bit quicker, she's already too far ahead.
Let's have a quick chat as well about Shane McGregor. We saw her get on and she finished the race in 12th, but she put up a good fight all the way through this season.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate, but she went out fighting and she tried everything she could to try to win that title, at least end the year with the win, and unfortunately she had that crash. And it's one of those crashes we've seen a lot up there. It's really tough, Steve, up there at the top of that hill with the front end. When you're trail braking, you see the leader starting to pull away a little bit, and you're just pushing that extra little bit.
At least for McGregor, still able to come away top 3 in the championship standings at the end of the year. Miranda Kane, 2nd in the championship at the end of this 8-race season, and then Ciara Knebel able to wrap up the championship. And you can see Ciara just making her way down into the pits, and that #1 plate that Freddie's going to give to her in just a couple of minutes time. But for Knebel, yesterday's problems, it would have been easy for her to get frustrated. It would have been easy to make a mistake, and instead she actually rode Champions Ride yesterday and then backs it up today with this race victory. 26 points was the advantage that she had over Miranda Kane. It actually ended up being Camille Conrad by a point. My mental math's a little bit out there, but for Shane McGregor, that's where it becomes really unfortunate. She wasn't quite able to get that extra point, but for Camille, yesterday a race winner on the podium today as well. And when you finish the season 1-3, you've been able to put the points on the board, and great effort by her to get herself up into 3rd in the championship standings as well. And then we can see the other riders through the field as well. We were able to see McGregor, Creer inside the top 5, Casey with a podium earlier in the season as well. And that's been one of the stories of the season, see who's been able to make the 3rd step at times through the course of this season, because we have seen it where McGregor and Knebel have been the dominant forces, 1st and 2nd in 3 of the races this season. And for the rest of the field, it's been a case of trying to give yourself the opportunities, and like you said, Raj, just to learn as much as you can through the course of the season.
Yeah, and some of these ladies coming back for their 2nd year next year, they're going to be really strong, and it's going to be a new wave, and it's fun to see their improvement from the beginning of the year to where they're at now.
Ciara Knebel just about to get her #1 plate from Freddie Spencer. Let's get down to the podium celebrations.
Yeah, thank you, Steve. We're down here with a very, very large crowd, and we're all enjoying it. Come on, VIR, make some noise! Huge applause down here. We have representatives from the FIM North America, and of course, series ambassador, 3-time world champion Freddie Spencer. They're both going to jointly hand over the trophy and the AMA plate. Ladies and gentlemen, show your appreciation. We'll talk to her in a minute. The Royal Enfield Build Train Race champion of 2025 is Ciara Knebel. Great support from the crowd, great support from her rivals, and we are now going to move in. Thank you, Freddie. Thank you, sir, as well. Let's come in, and now the emotion hits. Now the dawn, or the realization dawns on Ciara Knebel after that emotional day yesterday. You didn't put a wheel wrong today. You are the 2025 MotoAmerica Royal Enfield Build Train Race champion. Take your time. It's all good.
Oh, man, thank you so much. It's definitely been an emotional roller coaster this round. A little bit more drama than I was hoping for, but you know, they kept saying that's what's going to make the win even sweeter. But you know, it's just awesome what we're able to do with the team. Like Freddie Spencer was there working on the bike with us late, letting us take parts from his bike, just trying to make sure that we could get the bike working today. All of our sponsors for giving us the extra parts. Ended up switching out the battery and my rectifier, and the battery managed to stay running this whole time. And I had to go out there and just run like hell.
Obviously, I know it's only just happened. I can see the emotion. We can all feel the emotion down here in the park for me. But what does this victory and the championship mean to you, Ciara?
You know, I wanted this program to be a first step. and a lot of it just huge personal growth, learning a ton about racecraft and making a ton of connections and lifelong friends. Just being able to move on from here and continue perfecting the craft, and hopefully also introducing and guiding other newer riders, women, to get into the program like this, just get into racing and get out there and compete and do your best, work on personal improvement, and just, you know, follow your dreams. Just get out there and do what you want to do.
Absolutely. She came into the season with a number 25. It was all about 25 points. She came, she saw, and she conquered. A fantastic season. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2025 champion is Kira Knebel. Let's move across then and have a chat to a rider that fought valiantly all season. Big smiles. And let's hear it for Miranda Kane, our vice champion in 2025. And again, another fastest lap in that race as well. But talk us through that race. Fantastic race for you and a fantastic job all year long as well. You can be very proud of yourself.
Yeah, as the season has progressed, the talent and the ability of the ladies has also progressed. And so I just knew that I had to make a move quick and I had to hope it sticked. So it worked, and I'm really happy to be up here. I'm glad I missed Shay. That was a little scary. But again, thank you to Royal Enfield for the opportunity and all of the companies that help support us and make this possible. Can't do it without you.
Thank you, Miranda. Come on, let's hear it, VIR, a valiant runner-up today, and let's move across 2 podiums. First win yesterday. Big smiles down here for Camille Conrad, who ends her season on the podium with another fighting 3rd place. But goodness me, you had to work for that one. That was a fight.
Yeah, it got a little sketchy for me in there for sure. Miranda and Kira ran an awesome race. They took off, and I'm so proud of Kira for taking the championship, and for Miranda and Shay for being up here for the championship as well. I'm grateful to finish this season on the podium and get a win yesterday, and I'm beyond grateful to everyone at Royal Enfield Build Train Race. Thank you guys so much for your efforts and making me a part of this incredible program. It was life-changing, and I'm forever grateful.
Yeah, and we are so happy that you were part of it. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get on with our podium down here. Come on, VAR, as we send it back upstairs to Steve and Roger. VAR, make some noise!
Thanks, Mike. And just looking through the action here for race 2 of the BTR class and the final race of the season, Rog.
Yeah, and it's Shay McGregor. Great start for her down into turn 1 and 2, able to lead out of there. Miranda Everett, see her really strong early on in this race, making the move on Miranda Kane. But the championship points leader, Kira Knebel, able to take the lead. Look at this battle. Able to make the pass. That was a really good pass to her, setting that up the corner and forcing Miranda now gets herself. And they're going to chase down the leader, and then Shay McGregor, unfortunately for her, losing the front end. Unfortunate, trying to fight for that title. Good thing for her was she was able to get up and get back in the race. And this was the battle for the last podium spot. You had Camille Conrad, you had Cassie Creer, Brianna Everett, Kate West, as Kira's just out front doing some blistering laps, over a second quicker than she went yesterday. See, now Kate West has got herself on the back of the group. Miranda Kane put on a charge toward the end of the race, but it was a little too late.
And for Kira Knebel able to come across the line and celebrate that 6th race victory of the season, and the most important one, the one that wrapped up the 2025 Royal Enfield Build Train Race Championship and season. And on the podium alongside her, Miranda Kane, and yesterday's race winner Camille Conrad, able to go 1-3 for the weekend, and a new lap record for Miranda Kane. So plenty of reasons for everyone on the podium to be happy, Raj.
Just way to end their season, to be on the podium, and that's all you can ask for. These ladies put so much work into this program, and this is their reward.
Yeah, the work and the effort up and down the field doesn't always go noticed, but when you're on the podium, everyone notices it. And for Kira Knebel, she's been up there on the podium for 6 races this season, 6 wins from those 6 podiums, and that's been the story of the season here in the Royal Enfield Build Train Race campaign. And for Knebel, able to celebrate that race victory, celebrate her championship, and we'll see what the future holds for her. We did see Michaela Moore down there waving those checkered flags, and now we get the chance for our top 3 in the championship podium. And you can see McGregor's bike just moved into the podium spot.
To the race winner today, Kira Kanebo.
And our champion for the season, Kira Knebel, up there on the top step of the podium, and Miranda Kane second in the standings. We're going to take a quick break here on MotoAmerica Live Plus, and when we come back, it'll be Mike on the mic through the paddock here at Virginia International Raceway as Kira Knebel wraps up the season and wraps up the championship here in the Royal Enfield Build Train Race.